The Youth Services Center is envisioned as a transformative space offering comprehensive care and protection services catering to St. Lucia's at-risk youth. The center will replace outdated facilities like the Boys Training Center, the New Beginnings Transit Home, and the Upton Gardens Girls Center. Recently, the architectural renderings of the new facility, which will occupy the former site of the George Charles Secondary School, were released.
It shows great promise. The renderings is beautiful, of course, but I think the final product will even look far more interesting than what you've seen on the renderings. So we're moving in the phase of the working drawings and the tender dossiers. So hopefully we could realize the transformation or repurposing of the George Charles Secondary School into the first class. I think it would be the best in the region of a juvenile center for rehabilitation, for engineering the mind of our young people, so that they can continue making a contribution to our society.
The Minister for Equity continues to emphasize the importance of providing a safe and supportive environment for youth in crisis.
We moving away from the stigma associated with the Boys Training Center, the Transit Home, Upton Girls, in terms of how they are viewed. These programs have had tremendous success. However, the way society view it in terms of some of the failings has not been good. So a new juvenile center will actually bring all of this together in terms of these various institutions, and of course the programs would be enhanced. The persons working there would be retooled, capacity building, so that we can respond to the challenges of the times.
Minister Henry assured that although the new facility will house both male and female wards, there will be strict controls in place to ensure the safety, security, and well-being of all.
You can have a facility where you have young men and young women, girls and boys, but of course with the management of them, it happens in the Bacalet Juvenile Center in Grenada. There are young boys and young girls, and they're recording tremendous success. The issue of our young men and women, what most times society are afraid of, is what happens to young men and women, whether they are in a juvenile center, whether they're at school, and what have you. We have positive feedback in some juvenile centers when young men and young women, for example, if you have a musical class, they meet at that point where they interface doing music together. The cost of having to an institution where you're providing musical for young men, and at another institution you have to repeat, you're doing cooking or some skills, but you have it separated. That is very costly for the taxpayers. So there are times when in a juvenile center, young men and women will be in the same class, but for the practical purposes of how they live, there will be separation, there will be managed, there will be controls.
The government first announced plans to establish the Youth Services Center during the 2022-2023 budget. While the Equity Minister has not indicated when construction on the new facility will begin or how it will be financed, he says the government is working tirelessly towards the project's fruition. For the DBS News World, Zane Romulus reporting.